Louise Cook from the Genealogy Gems podcast, and I'm here today for Family History Expo TV. And I am with Scott Huskey, who is the president and founder of PhotoLoom. Welcome, Scott.
Well, thank you for having me here today.
Well, I'm excited to hear about what you're doing because it's near and dear to my heart. I love family photographs, and there's nothing like a face with a name and a date. So tell us about PhotoLoom. It's at PhotoLoom.com. What do you do?
Exactly. It's about putting names with pictures. I got so frustrated I collected so many family history pictures. They were lovely pictures, but I didn't know who was in them. But I had written down in other places who they were. Later on, cousins wanted my CDs because I knew I had a treasure trove. I would not send it to them because I didn't want to send them just a CD with pictures. I wanted the pictures to tell me who was in them and tell me a story.
Yeah.
And that's where the idea for PhotoLoom came. It said, let's tag those faces, identify who's in them, but take it a step further. Let's also allow those pictures to know how they're related to the other people within the pictures and within the rest of the collection of pictures. So we call that extended relationships. But
right.
It's genealogy.
Yeah.
So people can upload pictures to a web service, tag their faces, identify who they are, and identify those relationships to other people. It sounds a lot like genealogy, and it is, but it puts pictures at the center of the genealogy, so it's a very pictorial experience.
Wow. So, my first thought is we do our genealogy research and we're so excited and we want to share it, but sometimes you get the glazed over look from the non-genealogist.
Exactly.
But I don't know anybody who really glazes over when they see a wonderful photograph.
Yeah,
and that's what you're doing, is you're giving them a tool to understand what you're doing.
It really is. And today at the show, we've connected with a lot of genealogists when we told them this simple fact. This will help you get those people that are kind of sitting on the bench and not quite warmed up to genealogy. It'll get them warmed up and involved because they'll be working with pictures.
Yeah.
They'll be looking at who's related to who. And if you tell them they're doing genealogy, they'll say, no, I'm not. I'm working with pictures and I'm telling stories. But we give them those tools. And we're working with an online web technology that is beyond what you've seen in a typical website. Usually it's click on something, refresh, click, refresh. This is a dynamic flowing experience.
Really?
It's very cinematic and almost looks like it's something you've installed on your machine. But it isn't. It's run through a web browser compatible with anything that can run a web browser, Macs, PCs, Unix alike.
Wonderful. Well, how in the world did you get started in something like this? How did the idea come together?
The idea came together about 1995. We went on a family history trip. I bought a scanner for $1,000.
Whoa!
I bought a 1 gig hard drive for $1,000.
Oh my, and that was huge back then.
And I filled it up 3 times on the trip. But I knew that in years this would get cheaper and smaller.
Exactly.
And who doesn't have a gig or two that they store in their pocket nowadays?
Yeah.
I had to have family relevant information to fill up that space. And I knew that even though it was very painful to collect it at that time, that the time would come when it was cheap and very inexpensive. And that's what I was hoping for. The other thing that helped, a year and a half ago, I got laid off from my last job. And that's what really sparked me and got me full-time into this. I was thinking of this for 7 years previous, but it was in the last year and a half that I finally got released from my previous job, which allowed me to really jump into this full-time.
That is it's amazing because those things happen. I know for me it was that my children all of a sudden were getting married and they were moving on and you just think, I've loved what I've been doing and this wonderful idea wouldn't have fit 5 years ago, but now it's ideal and here you are bringing it to the masses.
Yes.
That's exciting. Now, tell us again, you can simply just go to PhotoLoom.com. How do you get started?
Yeah, if you go to PhotoLoom.com, there's a couple ways to get started. We have a free trial. You can upload up to 7 pictures, and every other feature is exactly like the premium account. You're just limited to 7 pictures. Great way to kick the tires, find out if it's right for you.
See how it works.
Exactly. Once you sign up, though, it's $39 a year. Okay, for a subscription. You can invite any other family members who will sign up for a free trial account. They can come visit, and if you opt in for them to be edit, they can now edit and upload to your site. So a family can be supported on one premium account, and the rest be freeloaders with a free trial account. So it's quite nice for them. It's nice for us as well because it really becomes viral. These people can actually decide if it's right for them. They tend to have pictures that aren't quite right for mom's pictures as well. And if they really like it themselves, they'll sign up for an account.
And can they actually kind of link and show those connections between the photographs?
They actually can. If you have 2 different accounts, that pictures can be linked to one another if you've invited them as a guest.
Okay.
This is not social networking with open pictures floating around. This is for families to be safe and secure and only invite the people that you want.
I love that because it really puts you in control and yet gives you the flexibility to spread out as you feel comfortable.
Yes, yes.
Well, Scott, thank you so much. It sounds like an exciting product.
Thank you.
And again, you can go to photoloom.com. And thanks so much for joining us.
You are so welcome.